In this video, I'm going to show you easily one of the most challenging exercises that I've ever shown my students in all the years that I've been teaching. This exercise is going to greatly challenge your left hand finger independence and your alternate picking string skipping accuracy. It's a beast. So let's dig in and get started. Alright, so this exercise does in fact use all four fingers, one at a time, four in a row, very reminiscent of the classic exercise that everybody starts with. But there's going to be one major factor here that will be different. So to get started, we're going to start on the 6th string, 5th fret, and we're going to do 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll be index, middle, ring, pinky. Now I am using a 7-string guitar, but I'm not going to use that string, so ignore that if you can. But we're going to start off by playing those 4 notes consecutively on the 6th string in a row like this. Now, here's where things get interesting. For this round, every time that we need the index finger, it's going to move consecutively to the next string until you get all the way to the 1st string. That's going to look something like this. Now, I'm not holding down these 3 fingers after their use, so keep that in mind. Everything is lifted and relaxed after its use. But there's round 1, or there's part of round 1, going from 6 to 1, like so. Now when you get to the 1st string with your index finger, here's where we're going to kind of flip things and go the other way. We're once again going to play 5, 6, 7, and 8, this time entirely on the 1st string, the high E string. But every time the 1st finger is needed, it gets moved to the next consecutive string until you get all the way back to the 6th string. That's going to look like this. And like the last round, I'm not holding anything in place. These 3 fingers are not being held down. Everything is relaxed after its use. And that completes round 1. Now, most people, when they try that, their eyes start widening and they're like, oh, this is a lot harder than it looks. Yes, it is. It definitely is. But here's what round 2 is going to look like. We're still going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still going to start on the 6th string. But every time that 2 is needed, every time your middle finger is required, it is going to move to the next string. So that's going to look like this. We're going to play 1 on the 6th string. 2 will now go to the 5th string, and then we're back to the 6th string for 3, 4. So start off with just all 4 on the 6th string. And now when we go to restart, so notice that although my middle finger is moving, I'm trying to not move these very far. I'm trying to relax them and hover them over their strings. They are not being held down, so I'm not forcing them to stay down. That's not going to help independence by forcing them to stay down. You want them to learn independence by being independent. Go figure. So one more round. Now, when you get to the end, of course, we're going to reverse that. We're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4 again, but every time the middle finger note is needed, it gets moved. There you go. You can see where we're going with this. The next round is going to be the ring finger's turn to move, right? So every time we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, every time the ring finger comes in, it's going to move. That one for me is definitely the most difficult one, especially when I started playing this, which was many years ago, by the way, but I can still feel the challenge of it today. So here's the reversal of that. Again, all on the 1st string this time. There you go. And finally, the pinky. You knew it was coming, right? you have it. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind here is that, again, for left hand independence, we don't want more than one pressure point. So I've seen exercises online in videos and stuff where they tell you to hold all the fingers down and then just move one finger. Well, that's not even a realistic thing to do in a piece of music. So I don't see how that's going to really benefit finger independence. It's not really finger independence if you're required to tether down other fingers to make this happen. Independence is doing the motion that you're trying to accomplish without affecting these or having these required to support what you're trying to do. So that's why I say avoid that. Don't hold anything down after it's done. Release and relax. And what you'll find is your fingers will, after a while, they will learn to just hang there and hover. That's what you want to do. So as far as the left hand independence, that's what you want to look for, and that's what you want to strive for. And I have to tell you too, when it comes to the picking hand stuff, I am alternate picking this entire thing, and there are moments where the string skipping gets ridiculous. Like you might be fine for string 6, 5, 4 back to 6, but maybe 3 things get a little funky. Don't be afraid to do multiple reps of any of these. So if I get to the 3rd string and things start becoming inaccurate and sloppy, I'll just focus on that group for a while and then start going beyond that. So you can repeat as many versions of this or as many segments of it as needed to get better at it, obviously, and progress through. But because it's purely alternate picked, and because of the extreme amount of string skips that are going on here, I got to tell you, this exercise, as brutal as it is, it really does make everything else that you're about to play after feel so much better. If there's any string skips in what you're about to play, they're going to feel like nothing compared to this. Maybe use this to take the place of the usual 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff, which I totally get it. It's great for beginners, but after that stage, there aren't a heck of a lot of applications for it other than, Flight of the Bumblebee. Now, I did not invent this exercise. I actually found it in a book that I bought many years ago called Guitar Fitness. This book is literally 200 chromatic exercises. So basically, everything in this book is based on the 1, 2, 3, 4 finger schematic, but with endless variations. And some of them are quite challenging, to be honest with you. If you can get your hands on this book, and if you're interested in these kind of exercises, I definitely would recommend it. One day I just happened to open it up randomly, and I went, let's try that one. And that's the one I showed you today. So check it out and let me know how you make it in the comments. Have a good one.